Hello, worldies, and welcome back to my naughty little channel. I hope that you're doing amazing. I just wanted to come today and make a video about where I think the women who level up and the women who don't level up, the fork in the road where they go on two different paths. So I feel as though, if you are experiencing a lifestyle where you feel as though internally to yourself, even if you would never write it down, even if you would never tell anybody else, even if it's your deepest, darkest secret, you know that you are meant to be exceptional. You desire exceptional things, things that are above average, above ordinary. You perform exceptionally. You are ambitious. You want things. If you don't have them yet, if you're not, if your life doesn't reflect that yet, you're going to feel, this like a sense of resentment in society. You're going to feel like, I'm tired of being the smartest person with the least status, because you're going to, you know yourself. You feel as though, I'm not lazy. I'm not clueless. I'm not like incapable of doing this. You know that you're bright. You know that you're very self-aware and you're observant. But I feel like there's just this discrepancy where you're going to be experiencing a deep level of shame and you're going to feel urgency, and at a certain point, you may just become obsessed with getting into alignment. It's okay to want your outer world to finally match your inner self-image. And I think that the women who just shoot off like the brightest shining stars, they have veered right, on the path. When they reach that fork in the road, instead of them saying, I'm tired of feeling like I'm the smartest person or I'm the most deserving person with the least status, they decided to take control, like basically decide that they are the ones who is holding the pen of their life and that they get to control their status. They get to, I feel like there is this thing in society where we very much, we have charity as a concept. And charity is not bad, but I do feel like people who have hierarchy thinking and they feel like they're beneath you, they're always going to feel like you can afford to give them a little bit of charity, whether that's a little bit of time, whether that's a little bit of your information, a little bit of your secrets, a little bit of your routines for the free. That's going to happen all the time to you. You're going to feel as though, I'm pretty self-aware. I feel like I have, traits and qualities that show that I can do amazing things. I remember feeling like this much further back on my social climbing journey, like just feeling like I had the tools, feeling like I had the desire, feeling like I had the skills, the equipment, feeling like I had the ambition, but I didn't necessarily feel deserving. And until you feel deserving, you're not going to be able to unlock the potential that comes from feeling like you're in control of your status. That belief, like having that belief running the program of your life, running your mind, running your decisions, it really is going to put you on a different path, because so many people, when I spoke before about shame, they are going back and forth where it's like, okay, I feel like I'm exceptional. I feel like let's say it's a dream job. If you've never experienced having your dream job yet, or a job that you really love, there may be some part of you that feels like, you've been influenced by society and the media that teaches you that people who struggle are more noble. People who have a hard time, people who are, feeling as though they're a victim or they're at the bottom of society, they are inherently better people. They are more deserving. Sometimes we have a tendency to feel like that, like I'm good and so I'm bad. I really do feel like that is the message that we send out in society. Look at how we treat all of these beautiful, talented, exceptional exoticals who are, they're still Black women. Like, there are unambiguous dark-skinned Black women who are comfortable tearing down their fellow Black women so easily. Because, and what is it that puts a target on this woman's back? Simply something about her where other people perceive her to be exceptional, or she dares to say, I perceive myself to be exceptional. If you are an actress, if you are a singer, if you are a content creator, if you are an entrepreneur, if you are somebody who, you are selling a product that you design, let's say you're an artist, whatever it is, if you are literally putting your energy out into the world, into something that's important to you, something that you're passionate about, you are showing energetically that you believe that you are, exceptional. Like, most people they feel like they're bad singers, they probably don't try to start writing albums, and then starting a channel and getting music videos shot and then trying to become like a whole artist and build a whole career off of it. They would be like, oh no, I'm bad at this, so like I need to like go do something else. People who are wanting to work in the medical field, it may be something where math and science didn't come to them super easily and they work harder. I'm not going to say that they don't work hard, but some of those people may feel like, no, I think I'm really gifted at being able to have, a good bedside manner and, staying calm under pressure. Or, sometimes it's just that people have those God complexes. I'm going to explore that one day. Information that I've seen about the psychological profile of people who do different jobs is insane. Like, the research that's out there is crazy. But, there will be sometimes as a content creator that I experience people who come onto my channel and like they're trying to humble me. And it's like, in this space on my channel, like the reason I have a channel is because I feel like I deserve to have a voice. I don't feel entitled to everybody listening to it, but somebody not wanting to listen to it, does it change my belief on whatever it is that I feel like I'm good at, that I feel like I'm exceptional at it? I love learning languages and whatnot. I plan to have an exceptional life where I'm meeting exceptionally diverse people, and I'm going to exceptionally diverse places and needing to use all of these languages I'm learning. And, I think it's very important to realize that if you really want to level up, you can't be sitting there just staying stuck and basically feeling entitled to status. So many women, they really do. They feel entitled to desirability. They feel entitled to options. They feel entitled to certain outcomes. And I think there's a big difference between feeling deserving and feeling entitled. When you feel deserving, you're going to put in the work to increase the chances that you're going to experience whatever it is that you want. You're going to work towards it. Your actions are going to be in alignment. There are so many little things that dusty women skip over doing that could add up to more status, more privilege in society, but instead they'd rather make the excuses that they don't have a big thing. To some of those women, proximity to whiteness is a big thing. They make their skin tone the whole reason that they don't have status. They feel like they're more deserving. Oh, no. Let me switch my word. Not deserving. They feel like they're deserving, but it's really just entitlement. Because if you're going to have this perpetual state of being disempowered and being a victim and feeling like, oh, I just don't have the status, you should give me yours. You just walk around. I don't have any money. You should give me yours. Have y'all seen those memes going around? Talking about, damn, I wish I could get a bag of chips. Like, I wish. Or like, those annoying kids that come up to you and they're like, you got games on your phone? Like, it's almost giving that. It's like, this is my phone that I have to get stuff done. But yes, maybe I do have games on my phone, but the games on my phone are for me. Like, the games on my phone are for my entertainment, for my enjoyment, for my joy. And where's your parent at? Why don't you have a phone? Why don't you have a device? Oh, you haven't earned one yet? Oh, nobody trusts you enough? Like, you haven't lived enough time for people to trust you with a screen? Okay, get out of my face and stop feeling entitled to games on my phone. You're asking about games on my phone because you think I'm going to give some? That's why you have monitoring spirits. The women who feel as though they're just stuck, that's what they become. They come up to you like, you got some light skin privilege, you got some exotico tags, you be having good dating experiences. Oh, you're benefiting from the isms. Oh, it's like they just want to come in and monitor everything. Like, they want to know your routines. They want to know literally just TMI information. They feel entitled to the information. But what's insane is that for them, subconsciously, on a deep level, they feel like there is some big thing, like this, like Sisyphus with the boulder, like this big thing that they're never going to overcome. They're like, their whole skin tone, their whole race, their whole background, their whole this, whatever it is, this thing that just stops them for forever. They feel deserving, but feel like they're never actually going to get it. So with that energy, it turns into entitlement. They feel like, well, since I don't trust myself to go and get it, I want society to just give it to me. There's money on the table to make. Nobody owes you theirs. Nobody's stopping you from starting a YouTube channel, starting a side gig, selling pies, like literally selling, wrapping gift presents, becoming a videographer or a videographer, whatever, becoming an artist, like becoming literally anything, becoming a doctor, going to school. If you feel like things are too expensive, okay, then you're going to have to get real creative if you want to do that, because you're either going to be a hater or you're going to be the person who achieves those things. Like, those are your only two options, really, is what I see. If you feel stuck and you're staying stuck, you're either the type of person who feels as though you are becoming, like, I am working, I am on the path, look at all of this. I have proof of concept to myself that I'm deserving when I work hard for certain things. Or, some of us, like, I don't know, I don't even necessarily that I don't believe 100% that you need to work hard for things for you to be deserving of them. That could be a block that some people have. I'm the smartest person in the room. I'm the most deserving person. I'm the most talented person, but I haven't worked hard enough for people to know me. I haven't worked hard enough for the money. I haven't, nobody's going to just hand it to you. So if you believe you need to work hard for it, then get up and do the hard work. You could also believe that, it's not as hard as maybe you're making it, because believing that it's harder than it is puts an energetic block. If somebody were to tell you, offer you two different workouts and they say, well, this one is a super high level intensity, and you're going to be out of breath the entire time. And this other one is like super moderate, but they take the same amount of time and you burn, the same amount of calories or whatever. A lot of people, they might just choose the one that they feel as though, I'm going to burn that many calories anyways. I'm going to spend that amount of time anyways. But for me, I just feel like there is something to be said for, perfecting your craft and regulating yourself through being controlling in productive ways. being controlling over the opposite sex, that's not productive to your social climbing journey. Trying to be controlling over celebrities who don't know you, trying to shame them, using all of the shaming tactics and the humbling tactics on grown people, that's not going to get you the status. You're going to get a lot further switching your belief to the fact that it is possible and that you can make it possible. Stop being afraid of the anti-black boogeyman or the colorist boogeyman. Like, there are individual isolated situations that happen, and then sometimes, like, people just don't like you because you're angry all the time, you're depressed all the time, you have no joy or hope, you have no dreams or aspirations, and you want to go around also crushing the dreams and the hopes of other people. Like, I don't really mind if somebody else is not as ambitious as I am. That doesn't bother me. But when you want to come to my life and you want to tell me, no, you need to simmer down too, though. I like to sit on the couch all day and scratch my ass. And it really bothers me that you feel like you deserve a better quality of life than that. It really bothers me that you want to learn languages and that you're traveling and that you have your dream job and that you're, feeling financially caught up and abundant, and that, you don't just hate, like, that you feel upwardly mobile. I feel like if you feel as though you don't yet have the level of status that you want, be upwardly mobile. Be bright, be resourceful, be observant, become more self-aware. Use the resources that are at your disposal. When you're not the expert, admit that. That is part of how you become more valuable and you perfect your craft and you end up earning better status, or it's given to you. I feel like I'm always going to be the type of person, like, I'm not going to scapegoat. I'm not going to create a scapegoat for why I can't achieve my hopes and my dreams and my aspirations. I'm not going to say that, oh, I can't do it because of something that happened 500 years ago. I'm not going to say that I can't do it because so-and-so Sarah is a different skin tone than me and she's doing it and her doing it prevents me from doing it. I'm not going to say that, oh, I can't do it because this girl of another race, this girl who's non-black, she's doing it and her ability to do it makes me less deserving or makes me less, able to do it. Like, it's less probable that I'm going to be able to secure that outcome because somebody else has secured that outcome. Like, I'm never going to understand why you don't see that, if you're listening to this and that's how you feel. Switch your mindset, see it as proof. Proof that it exists. To me, that's proof of concept. It's proof of concept that you're not just having delusions of grandeur. If somebody else, another, right, it could be somebody, just a small town girl. You also don't have to be a person who was just like an underdog to be deserving of the things you want. Like, I saw this video the other day that was like, I'm all for nepotism. And I agree with that. Like, why would I work? Like, why would I not? Like, I don't think there's anything wrong with that. People, like, that is what we all, I would think, should be aiming for. Like, it would be amazing if all of us had lineages where our families had, options upon options of industries where there were just jobs on the board waiting for us so that we don't have to live our whole entire life in survival mode, overeating, undersleeping, doom scrolling, doing things with our bodies that we're not going to be happy about later down the line. That's what happens, when it comes to people who are struggling with weight loss. They ate that food at the moment and it felt good at the moment. It soothed them at the moment. But then in the future, when they have that body, somebody in the comments, thank you so much for saying that when I spoke about what you're agreeing to, that framework resonating. You are, right now, you're signing contracts energetically that your future self is going to have to deal with the repercussions of. Do you want your future self to be broke? Do you want your future self to be depressed, angry, fat, like just miserable, lonely, unhealthy? Like, is that what you really want? Your future self right now, you have to really think about, what are you agreeing to? Are you agreeing to, it is simply impossible for the rest of my life because I'm black? Is that what you're really willing to, like, what type of life? Like, I understand, that's why I don't hang around social justice warriors, because you right now, maybe as a teenager in your 20s, you got a whole life left to live, but you probably don't believe you have a long life to live because maybe you hyperfixate. I'm talking to like this specific archetype. They're hyperfixating on instances and patterns, and instead of them saying that, well, I am currently agreeing to a reality where those problems don't impact me. I can be in a safer neighborhood. I can maybe impact change or something if that's what you really want to do with your energy. But I'm not agreeing to a future where I'm angry and I'm miserable and I'm insufferable. Like, I'm not agreeing to that future. And the people that you're around, no matter what age you are, no matter what time you're listening to this information is always going to be relevant. It's never not going to be true. You're always going to be surrounded by people who are either consciously or unconsciously signing energetic agreements that their future self is going to have to deal with. And that's why some people are presently so miserable, no matter what. That's why you can have a person, I've even been in situations and I've seen this in life. I'm all for getting to the money, but I've had times where I didn't always have the money. And when I didn't have it physically there, I was aware that I was energetically signing a contract right then that my future self was going to experience what I have now. And this is not witchcraft necessarily, or maybe it is. I mean, hey, that doesn't stop me. I don't know. If you feel like it's witchcraft to feel like you deserve great things or something, that's not my problem. Or the language I'm using. I just feel like you put yourself in such a more positive, optimistic, abundant, and, just think about the seeds that you're planting. Like, what are you going to grow into in the next 5 years if you're constantly telling yourself that you're at the bottom of society, if you're constantly telling yourself that you're more talented than everybody else but that you're never going to get there, that you're more deserving than everybody else but you're not going to get there? Like, what plant do you, like, what would you blossom into if that's what you're telling yourself all the time? Like, I just can't even imagine. Like, every time I've experienced something beautiful, I've always tried to take time to reflect and experience gratitude, like even just towards myself for the seeds that I planted in maybe a colder season, maybe a harder season. But the thing is, the reason that I never feel bad when it comes to like maybe gatekeeping, or if it's like just being selective, is because when I was in my cold season, right, I was planting the seeds for my future harvest. I was processing things by myself. I was doing deep inner work. I was not sitting over there like, it's so cold over there. That person's warm. They don't deserve to be as warm because I'm cold right now. I definitely was bootstrapping it. I was like, well, you know what? Like, and I obviously am speaking about this from a place of privilege. Like, I definitely am thankful that I'm living in the world where I am somebody that people like to help and everything like that. But just because of that, just because I experienced that, that doesn't take away my right to feel as though my privileges or my fortune, my success, my luck, my harvest, it puts a target on my back, and I'm allowed to not be okay with that. You know, I'm okay with the fact that some people are not going to understand that. And if you want to level up, you're going to have to understand that some people are not going to understand it. Some people, me, I'm the type of person, I don't currently live in a gated community, but I understand why people who live in them, and I don't feel like the people in the gated community should take their gate down, nor do I feel like they should allow the homeless people to come move into their gated community, nor do I feel like I should be able to just walk into their gated community. And one day if I do live in a gated community, I'm going to feel the same way. But let's, if that's something that you want in your life, like that's just kind of like, it's not even necessarily something that I specifically want, but just for example, if that's what you want, energetically, you're going to make it a lot harder for yourself to get that if right now, when you don't have it, when you're in your cold season, you're planting the seeds that people who have those things are bad people. They should feel bad about it. They should share it. They don't deserve it. That's going to grow into a life where you still don't have it, because you're never going to energetically allow yourself to hold on to it. You're going to feel like as if like you, I don't know, like you didn't struggle enough to get it, or as if it would have been harder for somebody else and so you don't deserve it now. You're going to have to trim the fat on that mindset, because just the same way they say when you pass away, you can't take it with you. When they say when you're leveling up and everything, you can't take certain people with you. There are certain mindsets that you're going to have to leave behind if you want to go to the places where you have a lot more to leave behind, but a lot more waiting for you. So I feel really good about just putting this out there, this message. I hope this resonates with you. If it does, let me know in the comments down below. And until next time, worldies, eyes on the prize.